बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
On the show tonight, the opposition once again does the usual walkout in parliament. The government's strategy is absolutely on point. There is no reason to question it, and I'll tell you why there isn't. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, Americans question Israeli strikes, and there is a possibility that an American Tomahawk is the one which was responsible for the killing of 150 schoolgirls. Has America and Israel started getting it all wrong? And at 9 o'clock tonight, as Trump says, let the war go on forever, the world begins to ask, why should we pay a price for Trump's war? The opposition does not have a reason to, but they need to do something. So they walked out when Jaishankar, our foreign minister, was making a statement on the floor of parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, there is absolutely no reason for it. Jaishankar was giving the government's perspective. But even if the government's perspective were not to be taken at face value, because you don't want to believe Jaishankar, you want to believe Rahul Gandhi. Let's look at a few facts. Two telling visuals, viewers. The first visual is that of Indian ships, cargo vessels, passing through the Straits of Hormuz. Now, there are reports that Indian ships have been tracked moving through the Straits of Hormuz, and that is Pushpak, sorry, not INS, Pushpak and Parimal. These are two Indian ships. Now, how is it that an Indian ship is passing unimpeded through the Strait of Hormuz when very few other cargo ships are daring to pass through that area? Does the opposition believe that there isn't a lot of deft diplomacy that the government has done with all sides, the Iranian side, the Israeli, American, all sides, to make sure that our cargo is passing through? Now, obviously, there is a lot of backroom work the government must have done to make this possible. Even if you say that passing of one cargo ship is a litmus test, that litmus test can happen only when there's a lot of backroom work done, where the government has got assurances that if the Indian cargo ships pass, they will not be bombed, they will not be attacked, and their sailors will not be hurt. That happens when there is deft diplomacy. Now, the second visual, ladies and gentlemen, is that of the Iranian ship in Kochi waters. When an Iranian ship got into technical trouble, who gave it protection? The government of India, the Indian Navy, brought to Kochi and presently docked near Kochi. How is it possible, ladies and gentlemen, unless the government of India has worked the hotlines with everyone, with Iran, with the Americans, on both these sensitive issues? These are not small matters. Issue number one, the passage of Indian cargo ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Visual number two is that of an Iranian frigate or warship which ran into technical trouble being given effective protection near Kochi. This is deft diplomacy, and deft diplomacy that puts national interest first. What should be our concern at this time? Dear viewers, our concern should be us. I'm sorry if this sounds very selfish. It's not selfish, it is nationalistic. The government's concern is that the people of India are not affected, that we are safe, that we have enough and more fuel and fuel supplies, that prices don't go through the roof. Even if in America it's crossed $100 a barrel, that prices don't go through the roof, and that you're talking to all sides, which we are. We are talking to the Saudis, we are talking to UAE, we have hotlines open with the UAE, we are talking to the Americans, and we are meeting with Iranian officials. Please remember, the Foreign Secretary went and expressed his condolences over the killing of Khamenei. So we're talking to the Iranians as well. We're strongly engaged with them as well. And we've got our trade deal through, as far as America is concerned, and we are buying oil from Russia. We are buying oil from Russia, and for all the people who said this is happening because some official in America says we've given them a 30-day moratorium, that is an American claim. We have never, ever on paper, anywhere agreed to stop buying Russian oil. And if in the process of whatever is happening on the oil front over the last 1 month or 2 weeks, 3 weeks to be precise, because of this war, if we are able to make sure that we take advantage of the situation as a reservoir of oil, as a pass-through of oil, what's wrong with it? If the circumstances in the world are such that we use our refining ability, we use our global clout, we use our domestic market to get the best deal for our people, then what's wrong? So I repeat once again, consider 5 things the government has done. We have brought back tens of thousands of Indians safe from the most conflict-hit areas. We brought our students back, and we've done it remarkably well in a very short period of time. 2, we have given protection to an Iranian ship and therefore shown the world what strategic autonomy actually is. 3, we have managed delicate diplomacy which allows our ships to pass through the Straits of Hormuz, while the world looks at that visual and says, how did an Indian cargo ship pass unimpeded? 4, we have got more and enough oil for our people. More and enough oil for our people, at least in the medium term. How many countries today in the world can say that with confidence? 5, we are buying oil from Russia in the process. That also underscores our strategic autonomy. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we are in touch with all sides. The hotlines have been opened with UAE, with Kuwait, with Oman, with Iran, with the United States of America, everybody. We're talking to everybody, except the countries that don't matter in the course of this conflict. We have, therefore, I say, we have not only got the Iranians to listen to us, but we've got Donald Trump to rework his entire plan to block Russian oil purchase by India. We are therefore playing only by the national security and national interest playbook. And the reason I'm saying this is because I hate it that the same party that questioned us on Doklam, the same Rahul Gandhi, who was having lunch with the Chinese during Doklam, the same Rahul Gandhi who asked for proof after Balakot, the same Rahul Gandhi who questioned the surgical strikes when they happened, the same Rahul Gandhi who amplified Chinese propaganda during Galwan, the same Rahul Gandhi who called Doklam Dhokalam, the same person who called the surgical strikes fake. The biggest self-goal in Indian political history, a person called Rahul Gandhi has no business, ladies and gentlemen, questioning what the government is doing as far as this critical time is concerned. And I say to Rahul Gandhi tonight, Rahul, if you do this again this time, you would have basically declared to the world how bitter and frustrated you are. The world knows, but you would have just made it even more obvious. Don't play that trick again. Everyone in the country is watching. The nation is watching. The nation that you refuse to accept as a nation. Bharat is watching. Rahul Gandhi, they're watching your every move. And they're with the government in this. Now let's debate.
As Parliament reconvened this morning, similar scenes played out both inside and outside. Opposition demanded an immediate discussion on the West Asia crisis.
पश्चिमी एशिया में तेजी से बदल रही जियोपॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन अब वहीं तक सीमित नहीं है, इसका असर भारत की एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी पर पड़ रहा है। कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बढ़ने का सीधा असर हमारे देश में इकोनॉमिक स्टेबिलिटी पर भी पड़ेगा।
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made India's position on the war very clear. Diplomacy over escalation.
Insofar as the United States is concerned, we have maintained regular contacts through diplomatic channels. While attempts have been made, Contacts with Iran at the leadership level are obviously difficult at this time. I have, however, spoken to Foreign Minister Arakchi on 28 February and 5 March 2026. We will continue these high-level conversations in the coming days.
India stands for de-escalation and diplomacy, with its prime focus on safety of over 1 crore Indians in the Gulf region and national interest on oil and energy security.
India is in favor of peace and urges a return to dialogue and diplomacy. We advocate de-escalation, restraint, and ensuring the safety of civilians.
As the tensions in West Asia intensify, with strikes and counter-strikes reducing the region to rubble, Indian government claims they are firmly in control of the situation. However, the conflict remains a major strategic concern for the government as Brent crude and crude oil prices surge amid oil refineries being hit all across the region. The rupee has also plummeted to a record low. With markets crashing and oil prices surging, is a nation-first approach exactly what is needed?
Okay, I'll open up the debate by saying clearly that I support the government's strategy on this. The government's dealing with this with a very, very complicated situation with a lot of maturity and very well. And I don't think anyone could have handled it better. And I think at times like this, people are watching, are you with the government or are you with India's enemies? Do you want to take an Indian line or do you want to take a Pakistani line?
No, we are with the interest of our nation.
Do you want to take an Indian line or do you want to take a Pakistani line?
I align with the interest of my nation, not with any government or any official.
Then I'll tell you, I have a visual, hopefully it is there now. There are Indian cargo ships that are passing through the Straits of Hormuz. Let me put it very practically, and let's not have any shouting and screaming. We're capable of a little more informed and civilized debate. There is a visual of Indian ships passing through the Straits of Hormuz. One of them is called Pushpak. My question is, Abbas, how did that happen?
I'm very happy if that is happening.
No. My question is not whether you're happy or sad.
I'll tell
My
you
question is very accurate. Abbas, 1 minute. My question is, how did it happen? My view is it happened because the government of India, foreign ministry, everyone in the government, our highest diplomatic officers work together to make sure that nobody attacks the ship. That ship is carrying cargo for India. Now, 1 minute. That puts India in a very exalted position and defends the interests of our people. These ships aise hi pass nahi hote, and there is a lot of backroom work that happens, which allows everybody in the world is analyzing, Abbas, how did the Modi government make sure that Indian cargo ships are passing without being hit, attacked or targeted?
Arnab, when the Iranian ship gave a distress call to our nation and under the United Nations conventional law of sea, we allowed that ship and that gave a very strong signal. And now I believe the Iranians are reciprocating that and they are allowing our ship. That's a very happy, a very good sign for all of us. Because Arnab, we are dealing in a very different situation at a time when, our energy security, our trade routes, our millions of citizens, their rights are concerned. Their safety is concerned.
Abbas, let's not be generic. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate today. You could have been a little bit more generous. I'm coming to you, Sanju. We could have said, I think the government's done a terrific job in the present situation to provide safe passage for our cargo ships. I'm proud of my government. I am proud of my government that has done that. I need to stop this Rahul Baba type quibbling now. Sanju, the only question the government faces, 1 minute, the only question the government faces is the question of the claims that have been made by, I think it's Besant, if I'm not mistaken, where they say that Americans have given India a 30-day waiver. And this has been hotly debated in certain circles as, oh, but our sovereignty has been compromised. What is the reality on that? And your overall assessment of the walkout in Parliament and other things that happened today?
Arnab, first and foremost, your introduction was so comprehensive that I think it summed up everything. There's very little for me to say, but since this is a political debate, I will put forth my standpoint. Point number one, an Indian ship being able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz unimpeded, hats off to Modi government. The fact that today we have $728 billion worth of forex reserves, which means we have an import cover of more than 12 months. Hats off to Modi government. The fact that in January 2026, we purchased 10 lakh barrels per day from Russia. Hats off to Modi government. The fact that in February 2026, we have been purchasing 12 lakh barrels a day of crude oil from Russia. Hats off to Modi government. The fact that Prime Minister Modi has the ability to, be on a hotline with Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, and the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi can also speak to his counterparts in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar. Hats off to Prime Minister Modi. The most important point is this. Today we have in all 75 days of crude reserves, strategic petroleum reserves, and LNG reserves. So we are well covered. And let me make one thing very clear, Arnab, to add to what you said. In July 1991, the erstwhile Congress government had forex reserves of $1 billion. It mortgaged 47 metric tons of gold to Bank of England and Bank of Japan to raise a measly $400 million. That is when we surrendered. When Rahul Gandhi allowed a free pass to Warren Anderson.
Don't go to all subjects. Let's stay focused on this and not look at the background. Ratnakar Tripathi. No, 1 minute. No. That's a very long first statement. Ratnakar Tripathi and Karan, I need to get everyone on. See, the point is the backroom diplomacy that allows Indian cargo vessels to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, when the when a Iranian ship, IRIS Dina, that was returning from the Vizag event in international waters, right? In international waters, not near the Indian coast, but near the Sri Lankan coast. Near the Sri Lankan coast. When that was hit, it was in international waters. And the opposition picked it up, Ratnakar Tripathi, to say, see, it was close to India, we should have been informed, etc., etc. But what you didn't bargain for was that in one day, the government would put out the information that another Iranian ship that had asked us for help. See, IRS Dina was having a direct conversation with the Americans. The Americans were telling the sailors of IRS Dina, disband the ship, we are going to attack you. The sailor's statement says those warnings were given twice. They didn't ask for help from the Indians. The ship that asked for help was brought to the coast of Kochi and is there now. Is there now, as of this minute. So Ratnakar Tripathi, that in my view shows considerable strength of the Modi government. Exactly. At the risk of upsetting America, you have given a naval warship from Iran protection in your port. That takes guts.
Dr.
You should
Goswami,
acknowledge the guts.
As you said, this is a decent debate. Comply with the words. So let me reply you chronologically. Rahul Gandhi will keep exposing the government. Narendra Modi is the person, please, don't interrupt, who was shooting man and wild with Bear Grylls when people, our soldiers, were being killed in Pulwama. So don't target Rahul.
I will not allow him to
Sanju, this is not your show.
You know how the Modi government responded with Balakot. You were asking for proof at that point of time. You now don't want to reply to the point I made. I made a point. Sanju, 1 minute. You come to my issue. Don't you think, I feel, viewers, that it takes considerable strength. It takes considerable strength and clarity for the Indian government to literally give refuge to an Iranian warship at this time. Yes, stay on.
That is live on national TV. That documentary was filmed more than a month before each.
But don't respond to that. It's not, Sanju, that is not within the scope of this debate. Karan on the left. No, it's not. No, that is not within the scope. Viewers will not appreciate it. Come to the point. Yeah, come on.
Arnab, I just want to give some...
Let Ratnakar finish. Yeah, Ratnakar, come to the point. Come to the point.
Till date, government hasn't found that how come 400 ton of RDX came there, right? Now let me tell you your state of Hormuz theory. None of the countries, the vessels of none of the countries who are not participating in the war are being attacked. State of Hormuz is getting passed by Japanese, South Korean.
Arnab, can I make a point, please?
And many other, please, don't interrupt.
No,
many
other. You have all your time now. You have been speaking for 2 minutes.
And what?
Nobody understands it without context, Niranjan, so don't put it there.
One more thing, let me speak. Otherwise, let me go. There are two options, sir.
Arnab, can I make a point?
Let me tell you one more thing. What the backroom diplomacy is, since March 1st, Russia has scrapped $13 discount and giving you the crude oil at $5 premium rate. $5 premium, and you are paying in ruble and yuan, right? This is your friendship.
Arnab, now can I make a point? Ratnakar ji, you can't go on.
Ratnakar now. I think in the present situation, 1 minute. I'd say this. That when Ratnakar Tripathi, the Modi government, I'll tell you, Ratnakar Tripathi, in 2012, I need to expose you nice and proper. I need to verbally hit you back. I need to shoot you back with my words, which I will do. I'll tell you, Ratnakar Tripathi, be quiet, I'll educate you. You are not educated in political history.
No. When I expose
you are a little less illiterate in politics.
You are people exposed, whether it's on
No, Karan, I'll give 1 point and then he'll be quiet now. Everyone quiet. Only 1 point, Karan. Only 1 point. Yeah, I will not let you speak for a minute because people want to hear me now on 1 point. Ladies and gentlemen, after that maybe, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I will come to you after that. Now, Karan, there is only one question you need to ask Ratnakar. And what is that question? That there is a lady called Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is now famous for Epstein files because she's very close to Ghislaine Maxwell, the partner of Epstein, who carried out numerous cases of pedophilia. And there are allegations that Hillary Clinton knew about her husband's, pattern of behavior with Epstein. Now, in Hillary Clinton put pressure on Congress government in 2012 to stop buying oil from Iran. You know what Manmohan Singh said, Sanju? He said, yes, sir. I just asked, madam. Sonia Gandhi said, stop it. Manmohan Singh said, yes, sir. And you stop buying oil from Iran under Hillary Clinton's pressure. Under Hillary Clinton's pressure, this is absolutely the truth. Viewers, you can check the facts on this. Karan, please, Karan.
Arnab, 4 days back, I remember when the news of the Strait of Hormuz came, Reuters reported that it's only going to be for China, perhaps, that they are going to allow these tankers.
Correct.
And people were praising Chinese diplomacy. Look, China has managed to secure its vessels. And today, 4 days later, we can proudly say that it's the Indian vessels also that are allowed, and it's a huge diplomatic win. Come to think of it, Arnab. We extended condolences when Iran attacked the Arab nations. We didn't extend condolences for Khomeini's death. We extend condolences. We say we are bothered about Ratnakar Tripathi. You are very unbehaved. I have to say, you don't have the basic courtesy. While you were speaking, I didn't speak. 90 lakh people were there. Despite that, we secure our relations with the ones living in the Gulf. We walk a tightrope of diplomacy where we buy oil from wherever we want.
Interactive grid.
Million barrels per day from Russia coming in February, when this Congress government, this ill-informed, uncouth Congress ecosystem says that we've stopped buying oil from Russia. Who was the biggest supplier of crude oil to India in February? Simple question, Ratnakar Tripathi. Number one supplier of crude oil to India in the month of February.
Next.
It was Russia. You will not know that.
Shall I answer now?
That is the fact. 20% of our imports of crude oil last month from Russia. And you have the audacity to say, to join lines with Donald Trump and say we've stopped buying oil from Russia. Who the hell is Donald Trump to stop us from buying oil when we are already buying oil from Russia?
They were only interested.
You are knelt down before him.
Well, if there is you see, if there's more pressure on you, you will all evacuate to Sicily. Half the Congress party will go to Naples, whereas the government has evacuated 67,000 people from the war zone. You know what effort that takes, Sanju Verma. You know what effort that takes. You know what effort that takes. Genuine effort. Sanju is on the debate. Sanju and Abbas.
You know, Arnab, I think Karan really nailed it when he called out the bluff of the Congress ecosystem by calling them uncouth. Because Rahul Gandhi wants a discussion on the no confidence motion. Rahul Gandhi wants the government stand. But the moment External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar started speaking in Lok Sabha, the entire opposition walked out. You guys should have basic decency to listen to the government.
Any other nation. We are the greatest nation of the world, and your government has been taking U-turns continuously. You didn't send a message of condemnation or condolences to when a head of the state of a friendly nation was assassinated. And now you are taking.
I did not heckle you, please shut up. Arnab, I need to make my point without being heckled by Abbas. Because when he was speaking, I was quiet.
Ecosystem of the Bharatiya Janata Party was speaking against Iran, and now Iran is.
When the uncool, illiterate man was speaking, I was quiet.
We should not have
Sanju, louder.
Our diplomacy, our foreign policy
should be. Ask this man to shut up. I'm not going to scream my lungs out. Why can't you mute him? You don't allow me to speak when somebody else is speaking.
That is what we want.
Can you ask the Samajwadi's uncouth spokesperson?
Abbas and Sanju have a minute left. You both need to cooperate with me. Sanju. I heard you, Abbas. She heard you as well. She heard you as well. Let her respond now, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Arnab, in September 2005, in February 2006, and in November 2009, these are three instances when under the Congress government, India took a stand against Iran at the IAEA. But the Modi government did not vote against Iran in 2024. We simply abstained. We simply abstained. And I want to
viewers, now, Sanju, I think we've I think all of us have more than firmly established, and I can share that more than 90% of people are supporting the government's position. I really hope that this time the Congress does not make the mistake of taking an anti-national line, but I suspect they are moving in that direction.
MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।